It's hard to believe there are only a few races left before the culmination of our 2021 XTERRA race season with the World Championships in Maui. Participants from around the world at both the elite level and age group have navigated travel, training, and intense competition with grace and levity.
Before the XTERRA family descends to Hawaii for the grand finale, athletes in Europe will first gather here in Molveno at the base of the Brenta Dolomites for the ETU European Championships.
The short track race was held 80 miles to the south at Lake Garda a couple of months ago, so many of the competitors are familiar with the general area. But as one travels north along the Sarka River to Molveno, the drama of the Dolomites dominates as the peaks become more jagged, seemingly rising straight up out of the earth.
This is the western part of the Dolomites that are really big. This part is called the Brenta Dolomites. It's a very nice place. It's a small town and is quite known in Italy, but not as much outside Italy.
To help make them more known, in 2009 these beautiful Dolomite mountains were named a UNESCO heritage site to recognize and preserve these dramatic and historic mountains. But not only is the mountain drama bigger, the fun is too.
Welcome to this fantastic Brenta Dolomites region. Trentino, it's an amazing region in the Italian Alps, in the northern part of Italy. It's really like a big garden with lakes, Garda lakes, Molveno lakes, big mountains, the Dolomites at our back. It's like a place for outdoor lovers, but also for families. You can probably listen behind me, a lot of Italian families, but also like people coming from all around the world, because everything is so easy and close. So, and also like our food and wine, we have spectacular wine really close to here, particularly like cheese and salumi, and of course pasta and canederli, our important dish.
With this wonderful Italian setting of sports, recreation and pasta to refuel, it's easy to see why an XTERRA race made sense here in Molveno.
Signori, buon appetito. Prego.
Unicorn! The natural beauty is perfect, and it feels like you have the entire environment to yourself when out on the trails. The care that goes into maintaining this natural space is apparent in the local people and the love of the outdoors.
We really believe this is our future. Nature is the place where we live. So the community of this place are really committed to keep the environment safe and clean, and we're trying to find the perfect balance between the community, the people as tourists that are living here, and the environment.
That care that goes into the environment is part of the XTERRA ethos, and by extension it's athletes who have come to appreciate the beauty of this wonderful region just as much as the locals.
The location is great, Molveno is awesome. We have the beautiful lake, we have the beautiful mountains.
The team at Europe Triathlon saw the potential of this location as well. So, this year, for the 2021 European Cross Triathlon and Cross Duathlon Championships, XTERRA has partnered with Europe Triathlon to create the best possible race in this location.
So it's a splendid location, we have beautiful weather, nice lake, it's everything what a championships needs. I think it's at least one of maybe the most beautiful location we have ever had in the Cross Triathlon European Championships before.
I think it is the most beautiful place for XTERRA and maybe some of the most beautiful place I have visited. So yeah, awesome race.
XTERRA Adventures is presented by Tea Tree, the experience. Discover the magic of Tea Tree. And by XTERRA, inspiring off-road adventure by connecting people and nature. This segment is presented by Tea Tree, botanical infused hair care for all hair types and textures. In early September, the merit of this location was put to the test with the Dolomiti di Brenta XTERRA Trail Marathon. The 26.2-mile course allowed for athletes to get up high in the mountains and experience the awe-inspiring vistas while on course. Steep scree fields leading up to picturesque refugios, glacier traverses and wide-open meadows were highlights of the route. Both the scenery and the organization and execution of the race were well admired by competitors, and the race proved that Trentino area, more specifically Molveno and Andalo, were the perfect place for off-road adventure races.
This weekend features two races. On Friday, the Duathlon, and on Sunday, the premier race, the off-road triathlon.
This weekend is a bit different than the other XTERRA races, as we have partnered with Europe Triathlon. So, the events will double as the European Cross Triathlon and Cross Duathlon Championships. What does this mean? Well, racers are not only vying for prize money in the elite division and a coveted invitation to the Maui World Championships in the age group divisions, but athletes are also representing their home country, making for a patriotic race that may see countrymen teaming up and doing their best to come in ahead of rival countries.
We are very happy to work with XTERRA, and I just heard yesterday that the cooperation delivered the strongest field ever in XTERRA and also in European Championships. So I think that's good, so we can work together.
A few of the athletes are choosing to participate in both the duathlon and the triathlon, setting themselves up for a grueling weekend. Luckily, there is a rest day in between, but let's get the action kicked off with a look at the duathlon race.
Both races start off in Andalo Life Park.
This multi-sport venue has tennis court, a track, pools, water park and multiple fields and green spaces, perfect for hosting the events.
As the trail is approaching, we need to get focused and balanced in our minds and in our bodies. And this is the best way to ride a dolphin.
The duathlon consists of a run, bike, run format with a first run leg of 8 kilometers, a bike leg of 28.5 kilometers and then a final run leg of 4 kilometers.
So I'm racing the duathlon and the triathlon. I think it's quite challenging to do them both with only one day in between. But I think I have a little bit more chance on the duathlon because running is sort of my second nature.
I think I'll go full gas on the duathlon. There is a day break before the triathlon and I think that's okay. I'll go spin my legs and eat some good food on Saturday and just try to kick ass at the triathlon as well.
True to her second nature, Diedrichs took off out of the gate and was first to finish the run and take off on her bike. But defending champion Morgane Riou quickly made up the 1 minute gap to overtake her and defend her title. Daria Rogodzina took first. Again showing his running prowess, Arthur Serrière, the far and away favorite for the triathlon win, took the early lead in the duathlon. He had the fastest first run split, but Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen had him in his sights on the bike and passed him. However, it was two local Italians who surged ahead near the end, Giuseppe Lamastra and Alessandro Saravelle, to take first and second respectively. Sloth Nielsen settled for third, and Serrière finished just off the podium in fourth.
The course hills is really hard. It's short but really intense and really hard. I tried this on a duathlon. Clearly that's insane to do duathlon and triathlon, because my coach say, okay, do duathlon. You are the best runner in a field, so it will be easy for you to win the duathlon. I go here and I check the bike. I say, oh, come on. It's something like 2.5 hours race, so it's very long, 2 days before a big race like the triathlon.
As we wrap up with the duathlon, athletes will now focus on the main event of the weekend, the cross triathlon on Sunday. And with this incredible crowd here, happy and eager to see some nice shows.
Arthur Serrière, as we saw, did not win the duathlon as his coach forecasted. So now his attention turns to triathlon, but with the big goal of Maui in the distance.
For Sunday, this course is good for my style because of our long swim. Now I know I can exit with front, and the bike is really up and down and a little bit technical, so for me it's good because I'm a good climber, I think. And on the run is really flat, and I'm maybe one of the best guy on the flat part on the run.
Many of the usual suspects who typically participate in the European races in the elite field are on location and will be trying to unseat King Arthur. His season has been top-notch thus far. He has 6 wins already this season, including the XTERRA European Championship race held in Germany last month. The target is very much on his back, and with his main focus on Maui in a few months' time. Is this the race the competitors who have been nipping at his heels all season finally overtake the champ?
I think Jens Emil did the duathlon like me, so it will maybe very tired. And I make a coin on Félix Forestier because he did 2 Grand Prix very well. He is a speedy runner. He's a fast swimmer, and on bike I think on this kind of track he can manage to stay in the front. I think Ruben Ruzafa will be hard to beat because he's full of confidence, he's back to his at his best level. Count on Arthur Forestier, Max Chanet or Luca Coccart to push on a race, and maybe an Italian guy.
So what strategies are the other athletes employing to try to take down Arthur Serrière?
It's hard to beat Arthur Serrière. There is one easy way to beat it if he's very tired. And the other way, you have to do the perfect race, the perfect preparation, and to be really strong. No mistakes, and that's the only way to beat him.
Arthur Serrière is a really strong athlete, and he's shown that he's the one to beat, and he's probably a favorite for the World Championships in Maui. But I think I can keep up with him, and we look forward to some close finishes.
Some might be overlooking the European champ because of his duathlon race.
Tomorrow we have a mix of competitors because there are people that have participated in duathlon, so I think they are going to be tired for tomorrow. But there are some people like Arthur Forestier, Félix Forestier, Cochard, that will be fresh and ready for the fight. So yeah, I think these 3 with Arthur Serrière is always a very big competitor, and Jens Emil will be there to do a big bike.
On the women's side, it truly is anyone's race. Loane Duvoisin has had her share of podiums this season, as have Italians Sandra Mayhofer, Marta Mendito and Eleonora Peroncini, who will be using the home country advantage to the best of their ability. But when talking to the women pre-race, one name pops up.
Sandra is very in shape, and Michelle Filippo too. All the girls are in shape, so it's nice to compete together on Sundays.
All the Italian girls are here, and Sandra Merofer, who won 1 month ago the XTERRA European Championship, I think she will be the favorite. But there will be also Loane Duvoisin and Didier Delirix and Elena. So I think there is like 7 or 8 girls who can be on the podium next Sunday.
Sandra Merofer, for her part, isn't letting the fact that she is emerging as the favorite get to her and is keeping her ever-present smile and friendly attitude front and center.
I don't feel any extra pressure because everybody's strong, everybody has the chance, I think, to do great in the race, and we will battle for the title. There are so many strong girls, and we will see what happens. I will go all in.
XTERRA Adventures is presented by Tea Tree, the Experience. Discover the magic of Tea Tree. And by XTERRA, inspiring off-road adventure by connecting people and nature. The dramatic peaks of the Dolomites mountains can also create dramatic weather conditions. On triathlon race day, Sunday morning, the forecast called for thunderstorms and precipitation, but to the athlete's pleasure, those storms held off for the start, and what a start it was. The beautiful Lago di Molveno is known for its environmental stewardship and quality of water.
We have a very nice lake, which has been awarded for 7 times in a row as the best lake in Italy.
The men's race started with very little separation, as a group of 10 exited the gorgeous lake together. As expected, Lukas Kočar of Czech Republic was the first to establish himself on the bike and put a half-minute gap between him and the field. But 2 Frenchmen, neither named Arthur, were not far behind. The young Félix Forissier, Arthur's brother, and Maxime Chanet came up on Kočar as the rain started to come down. Race favorite, Arthur Serrière and Ruben Ruzafa were not far behind, however, and were perhaps using their experience to pace themselves for the remaining leg of the race. Unfortunately, Ruzafa suffered a flat tire near the end of the bike leg, and it proved to be too much to overcome. The run saw Félix Forissier take the quick lead over Chanet, with Serrière in third, but not for long.
It was very hard and very tricky with rocks, roots, and this rain. And it was a big battle on the run with Félix Forissier, and I'm really happy to have such a guy like this because he is a strong runner. So he pushed, and I should take everything I have.
Arthur pushed all right, enough to surge past Félix and take the tape by 20 seconds. Chanet rounded out the top 3 and a French sweep of the men's podium.
I'm really proud and happy to take my first win on an ITU event. It was a very tough race for me because I did the duathlon 2 days ago and I suffer a lot, so I have so much trouble to start fast on a swim.
The women's race saw the favorite, Sandra Merofer, off the pace out of the water with Michelle Filippo of Mexico exiting first and setting the pace. However, when mentioned as the favorite, it was usually because of her skills on the land and once on the bike. Merofer took off, catching the leaders quickly. She blew into first and never relented, pushing the pace and eventually taking the win by over 4 minutes.
Had a great season so far, but I did not expect it to win here. It is awesome. I'm too happy. I'm over the moon to win here in my home country, and the crowd along the way was awesome. They cheered me on, and it is awesome to win in my hometown.
Filippo took second in the race, but as she was racing for Mexico, she was not eligible for the European Cross Championship podium. Third across the line was Isabelle Klein with a strong performance. However, she was disqualified for ignoring a time penalty for not placing her wetsuit into the box correctly. Diede Diedrichs, who crossed the line in fourth and the third European, was then promoted to third in the race and second in the European division. Loane Duvoisin took third in the EU Cross Triathlon race as well as the win in the under-23 division.
The secret is to have fun, to enjoy and to push all that you have.
This performance here comes in my preparation for XTERRA Awards on Maui on 5 December. It's now my big focus, my big goal, my big dream.
So join us next time as we see Arthur and other Europeans joining the rest of the world into race and potentially complete the dream of winning the XTERRA World Championships in beautiful Maui. The question is, will someone from United States upset that dream? Maybe an athlete out of Asia or somewhere in the Southern Hemisphere? It's all to be determined. So, join us next time as we travel to the tropical island of Maui, Hawaii, for the culmination of the 2021 XTERRA Adventure Series.